Yeah.
In every country, there are pots of people far out of main cities that have zero to minimal interaction with ethnic people.
Yeah. Although that can be a good thing though sometimes. Not a good thing, but it can incite like curiosity in a way. Because when I was in Ireland, people that are surprisingly non-racist because they don't actually see us or know that much about us.
Yeah.
So they kind of appreciate the novelty sometimes.
Of just,
You know what I mean?
just newness.
Yeah, like a Negro. I don't see those often. Like, that kind of perspective.
I love that. And you know what? If a couple man come from Mars with WAPs, me and a bunch of racists from Texas look at each other, look at this free-boobed monster, look at each other again. And we'll be like, do you know what, bro? We'll deal with this later. A lot of the people I know and I hang around,
Yeah.
empathy is a subconscious thing that's operating in their heads.
Yep.
You're the one person I know that has like this very like, don't forget to think about the human element thing.
Word.
You do that you do that a lot.
I do have very cognitive you too.
Yeah, you do that very cognitive when you like even just the way you tell me how you talk to people. You're like, remember when you're talking to someone who cares about things, who
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? A lot of people don't have that conscious like thing happening.
Yeah.
Could I have one of those?
What's
You-
that?
Yeah, you can't. A lot of people don't have that conscious thing like happening in their heads. You know? Remember today, yeah, on the phone, you were
I
like,
think I more than that, bro.
yeah, I'll just have this. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Today we were on the phone and you were like, the family thing's none of my business.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
as my friend, I'm just happy. I'm just grateful
Yeah.
that you like
Yeah.
care about.
Yeah.
know what I That's something 4 years ago
Yeah.
I would never even have thought to point out.
Yeah.
I would have just felt it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm probably not even ascertained it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And in that moment, I was like, you can probably tell I was a bit agitated, but it's like, I know why that happened, innit? So
Exactly.
I rationed it out, you know what
Exactly.
I mean?
And
So,
weirdly
that's
enough,
something I'm good at, stepping back and like recognizing, okay, I feel a certain way, but does it make sense in this context? You know what I mean?
it's beyond me.
Yeah.
And that's a
Beyond
skill
me, yeah.
that like I'm actively
Yeah.
learning. That's only being
Should we
around
give
you.
them some context and see what we're talking about? Basically, we're meant to record significantly earlier today, but due to some inconveniences on his behalf that he couldn't control, I ended up waiting out in the cold for a couple more hours than I needed, which is like which is like inconvenient
Which
for me.
is frustrating.
Which is frustrating.
It's
innit?
very frustrating.
And I was frustrated, but I took a moment. I was like, okay, cool. That's. He can't control it. You know
a
what
lot
I
of
mean?
people don't
So that's
have
the
that.
context. Yeah, and a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people, I guess, would have been like angry and like frustrated immediately.
Yeah,
They
and
were
just
like,
held it against man. As a man, yeah,
Yeah,
recently, you know my jolly nature,
yeah,
I feel like it's made people not take me seriously. And the times when I like put on a stiff front,
with your family or what?
just everywhere, family,
Right, yeah.
like
Good,
friends, outside of you actually,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you've always been okay with it, you've always embraced it. But for a lot of people, it's like why is this guy like so hip? Why is everything so hey? Like something.
Yeah.
Be a man. Like,
that's been a problem with you since I met you.
yeah.
So that's probably, as in people have had that problem with you since I met you.
And it's only when I do this
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
like I'm deadly serious right now.
yeah,
Everyone's like, oh, he's serious. I think as a
Same.
man, being
yeah,
open, society almost shuns it. It's almost looked at as like, yo, you're doing too much. You have to be stoic. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's why Marcus Aurelius is so popular now. Nonchalance is something that's expected of males.
No, have you read Meditations?
No, I haven't read it myself.
He was quite vulnerable and open in it.
He is. He is.
Yeah,
But Andrew Tate has completely flipped the script on that.
yeah,
Yeah. He was being, I assume anyway, from the people who I trust,
yeah,
read it.
Yeah,
They make it seem like, it's about accepting how you're feeling and working with it. But a lot of people
well,
have
stoicism.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have read it as Sigma mindset.
Yeah,
They've TikTokified it. You have to walk around like this. Even when you're
Quiet,
in
stoic
the
and shit,
best or worst place, like
Yeah.
like your life could be collapsing all around you.
Yeah.
But Marcus Aurelius said you have to be a stoic.
yeah.
That's how they read it.
It's funny you say that because I'm
Yeah.
realizing like in the last 4 months, I don't know if I'd say jolly, but I've been like very unapologetic in my humor and the things I say with a lot of people. And it's like, it's rubbed a few people off the wrong way at certain times. But I can't say if it's rubbed them off the wrong way only because they've become so accustomed to me being a bit more conservative and careful with my words, or because that's an inherently bad thing or shunned upon thing in society. Does that make sense?
Okay, I hear it. I
Yeah.
hear it.
So like I was of that exact same mindset as well. I was thinking to myself, yo, I'm being open and honest and like myself and goofy and shit. People seem to have a problem with it. Why do people have a problem with that? It's weirding me out a little bit as well. And in this day and age where we're all like financially stressed as fuck. Like no, right now I think we're literally the most depressed we've ever been. Right?
fucking agree with you, bro.
Not only that, but we're all like detached, you know what I'm saying? We've become more connected than ever, but we're all very lonely. Right now, people in general are the most insecure they are ever. When they see a brother like you, who has all this vibrance, all these ideas, all this energy, it rubs them out the wrong way.
Now, here's the
That's
thing.
what it is. That's
As a
what I
man,
think it is.
being vibrant and people telling you it is shitty to do that,
Yeah.
that sucks the soul out of
It
you.
does, innit?
So the coping mechanism I realized that I had to
does,
work
innit?
with is
Yeah.
shield it, 100 layers of
bro,
of
man
concrete.
to man. Do you know what my favorite? You know why me and you work so well?
Why?
Do you know why I was very keen on like working with you, recording with you?
Why?
In you, I see the inner child in me that died.
Appreciate that, but it's not dead.
That's
Though.
yours.
It's not
It's
dead.
not dead
though.
yet, but
It's not dead,
I see this inner like in Mark, right? I see it, the version of myself when I was like 12 years old. Because I vividly remember being in school when I was like 11 and being very like, this before I started getting like bullied in Sudan. But before that, I was very open, very goofy, I was full of jokes in it. I was low key.
Yeah,
I was like a quirky, like intelligent class clown kind of.
Yeah, yeah, I hear it.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear
And then
it.
that version, then that side of me, I feel like that side of me just got like beaten out on me in the last 10
but
years.
it wasn't
And then
beaten.
you, I see that side of me
Bro,
in you.
it wasn't. My thing is, it wasn't beaten out of you though.
Yeah.
You did what I'm trying to do now, which is like I need 100 layers of something in front of that.
Yeah.
So that little ember
Yeah.
or spark of just joy
Yeah.
doesn't get blown the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
Because if you give it
But
to everyone,
the way the metaphor you've used there, that might be somewhat detrimental because I don't think it's a matter of shielding this fire. I think it's a matter of developing the fire. Does that make sense? So I think everybody would appreciate it, just in different kind of manifestations. I don't know if that makes sense.
and you know what what that manifestation is to me? A nonchalant guy who
Yeah.
occasionally
Yeah.
has a moment of brightness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much me, innit? Kinda, yeah.
But guess what? You want to be bright as
Yeah.
often as you can.
I'm coming to terms with trying to be the person who can bring out brightness in other people. But simultaneously, yes, I want to be able to be like, hi.
It's
more
because
often,
it's a
innit?
mirroring effect.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
comes
yeah.
out of people when they see that in you.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of
No,
people.
no. That's the incongruent. That's the mistake there.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't come out when people see it in you a lot of the time. It only comes out in other people when they've been convinced that you can understand it
That
in
lie.
them. I don't know if that makes sense, innit? But you just being a
Are
certain
you taking
way,
this in? Yeah,
you just being a certain way won't make other people be that way. They're not gonna imitate you freely. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't want to imitate you. A lot of times people just want permissions to like be open and honest in it.
Okay.
That's like my first attempt. I
Okay,
guess,
so this
to
is an interesting discussion, right? This is an
open up
interesting
a space
discussion.
for them to be themselves in it.
This is an interesting discussion. What you just said. So
Right,
my
right.
thing is, for me to say, yeah, I don't like white cups with 3 on them. The person I'm telling, I have to slightly believe they believe the same thing,
Yeah,
or I'm too scared to say it. Isn't that how? Right?
it's a balance.
Of?
It's many variables. Because when I thought of that, you know what I immediately thought of? Yesterday I went to a cafe. And I was speaking to like one of the baristas and a cool guy. Like I said to him, Happy New Year, what your New Year's resolutions, yada yada. And my New Year's resolutions are more friend focused. What are yours? He asked me what my resolutions are. I said, okay, fix my sleep. And also I wanted to say more white friends. But he was white. And I didn't know him well enough for me to be open and honest about that. So it's like this weird. Had I known him for like a month, but I knew in my mind, had I known him for like an extra 2 months, that would have been something that came out freely and openly. Like, in theory, I feel like he was cool and chill enough to hear that and not think anything of it.
Yeah.
But internally, I was like, I might be taking a risk by being this open and honest right now. Not only are one of the variables the relatability, it's not the only one,
relatability, yeah.
but also I suppose the comfort and like the presupposed like connection with that person already.
Okay,
Does that make sense? Because there's a lot of things you can say to me that I definitely won't relate with, but I just take it in it. Because we know each other so well, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. My understanding of relatability isn't necessarily sameness.
It's understanding. What is it?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It's understanding. Me and Rajesh from New Delhi
Yeah.
have nothing in common.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I get the inkling that if I said, bro, you know what?
Yep.
I hate Ghana. And he goes, Ghana? Yeah, I think it's trash. We can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, if he says, I don't hate Ghana, I think he's alright, but I understand why you'd think that.
Yeah.
I think we still relate, even though we don't agree
Yeah.
on that one particular topic.
That's a good point. Actually.
It's understanding
Well.
as opposed to agreeing. To relate to someone, you don't have to, wow, I've never thought about this. This is going to change my entire way of approaching relationships. I'm a genius. sorry.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to make friends or talk to someone or get on the same page with someone, we don't necessarily have to agree on something. I just have to create a space in which they feel free to give their honest opinion on something that I trust they understand the way I understand it.
The other day, bro, this is very interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know chat roulette?
No.
It's like Omegle, but way better.
Okay.
Way better. No dicks.
Okay.
No dicks.
Just
They have like this very advanced like AI tool that the second it sees a dick, you're banned for life.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah,
no dicks
yeah,
on the internet. On chat roulette, I came across this lady that was like hardcore racist. Really racist, but in the most polite way. It was the weirdest thing. she didn't call me a nigga at any point.
She thought it though. Explain it.
I'm pretty sure she thought it, but like, I was like, oh, okay, how are you? She's like, oh, do you really want to know? Before I know it, she opened up to me about being by like a Pakistani man.
Oh, dark.
Like
You're gonna have to bleep that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to beep a lot of this.
Yeah.
Apparently, she just happened to live a life where she just kept on getting done wrong and by ethnic people, and so she was like really racist in this way that was like, it seemed justified, but it wasn't. It was just clearly like
Bad luck.
yeah, clearly bad luck, but it was still like weird because she was still saying things, and I was like, okay, hang on. Firstly, I'm not Pakistani. Don't say one of you guys, because I'm not Pakistani. Type
She
shit.
still put everyone in this.
She put everyone in the same box.
this
Kind of, yeah. I was trying to break that. I was trying to like talk to her and break down. Okay, cool. Like let's actually put this on paper. Let's actually explore your thoughts and ideas on the origins of your. Because right now, from what she was saying, her racism seemed justified. It seemed like a logical conclusion, innit?
Yeah.
At some point, she said something so ridiculous and racist, I laughed out loud.
What did she say?
Then she skipped me. I forgot what she said.
Yeah.
I was just so taken aback about it. But it wasn't even like an attack. She just said something that was so clearly ignorant, but it just sounded crazy.
It was like a belief that is like. What?
No, but the way she said it, I wish I recorded that shit. It was so interesting. So that was stuff that I struggled to understand, but I was still making an active attempt to understand it and rectify it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could relate to the attempt of perspective.
Yeah, I guess.
That was very unnecessarily complex.
Yeah, I guess.
But,
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how I even got here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. That's like, how's that even tie in?
Do you think you related with that person?
Not in the slightest, no. But I see her reasoning process, so maybe I related with that.
Yeah.
I
You
wouldn't say-
related with her train of thought.
I guess so.
And in my mind, but this is now just semantics.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's someone you related to.
Yep.
It just doesn't necessarily mean you agreed with them on a single topic.
But define it's exactly what I'm saying now. So how do we even define relatability? Because like this white, she was white from Canada. She's well mannered. She wasn't rude.
Yeah.
Very racist, but well mannered and not rude. You know what I'm saying?
The word is common understanding. Those are the
Yeah.
two. The moment you said
Yeah.
relate, that's the two words that come into my head.
Yeah.
Common understanding.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to agree.
Yeah.
Don't have to be similar.
Yeah.
Common understanding.
Yeah.
In every country, there are pots of people far out of main cities
Yeah.
that have zero to minimal interaction with ethnic people.
Yeah. Although that can be a good thing though sometimes. Not a good thing, but it can incite like curiosity in a way. Because when I was in Ireland, people that are surprisingly non-racist because they don't actually see us or know that much about us.
Yeah.
So they kind of appreciate the novelty sometimes.
Of just
You know what I mean?
just newness.
Yeah, like a Negro. I don't see those often. Like, that kind of perspective.
I love that. That's hilarious. To relate to people, try to understand them. When you try to understand people, you'll be surprised how much you have in common with people.
We all share like what 95% of the same genomes,
Okay.
some shit like that. From the point of view of some aliens that are orbiting us in these UFOs right now,
Same
me
shit.
and him look the exact same.
Me and Donald Trump are the same species.
Me and I don't know, MIA, one of my favorite artists, look the exact same. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? If a couple man come from Mars with weps, me and a bunch of racists from Texas look at each other, look at this free-boobed monster, look at each other again. And we'll be like, do you know what, bro? We'll deal with this later. Yeah, man. Shout out Forecast. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. And I don't know what you're going to title this video. That was beautiful. I enjoyed that. That was beautiful.
I have no idea what I'm going to call this.
That was absolutely beautiful. Relatability. That was absolutely beautiful.
Relatability and aliens. No, racism and how to fight off aliens.